How to handle a low appraisal when a buyer is obtaining FHA financing. Let's take a look at the contract itself, specifically any attached exhibits, to answer this question. For example, GARF 407 on page 2, paragraph 11, a mandatory clause. Now this is the appraisal language that we're looking for. It is expressly agreed that notwithstanding any other provisions of this agreement, buyer shall not be obligated to complete the purchase of property described herein or to incur any penalty by forfeiture of earnest money deposits or otherwise, unless buyer has been given, in accordance with HUD FHA requirements, a written statement by the Federal Housing Commissioner or a direct endorsement lender setting forth the appraised value of property of not less than blank. Now we simply enter in the contract sales price here. Buyer shall have the privilege and option of proceeding with consummation of the contract without regard to the amount of the appraised valuation. The appraised valuation is arrived at to determine the maximum mortgage the Department of Housing and Urban Development will insure. HUD does not warrant the value or condition of the property. The purchaser should satisfy himself or herself that the price and condition of the property are acceptable. Now, a buyer may propose an amendment to reduce the sales price. They could pay the difference between the contract sales price and appraised value at closing, or unilaterally terminate the agreement. Carefully review the terms of any non-GAR contracts, such as financing or appraisal language contained within the contract or on any attached exhibits. RE form users should note that the appraisal contingency is contained within the body of the contract itself and further detailed within the amendatory clause language contained on any VA or FHA exhibits. Preparing a summary of comparable market sales, a list of upgrades to the property, and any information that supports the contract sales price can go a long way. We oftentimes call this an appraiser's package, and we leave this in the home for the appraiser to review. Challenging an appraisal can be quite difficult. Consult with the lender regarding a potential appraisal dispute process if this is something the buyer and seller are interested in. Supporting market sales will be very helpful in this type of an effort. Please note that we might need to amend the contract to extend the closing if the parties are challenging an appraisal. If the challenging of the appraisal becomes a lengthy process. So take a look at any time frames that we have in the contract currently, because the agreement may need to be amended to extend some time frames to allow for enough time to complete the new appraisal.